Shift your mindset. Let this change transform your life forever. Written and published by Epic Audiobooks. Introduction. Wake-up call. Stop. Right. Now. Before you even think about skipping or moving on, I need you to pause. You've been coasting for far too long. You've been pretending everything's fine, masking your dissatisfaction with distractions, excuses, and procrastination. But deep down, you know it's not fine. You've been telling yourself that tomorrow is when you'll get serious about your life. Next week is when you'll finally start making progress. But here's the truth you can't avoid any longer. Tomorrow is a lie. Next week is an illusion. This moment, right now, is all you have. And if you waste it, you're wasting your future. Look around you. The world is full of noise, constant distractions, superficial pleasures, and endless scrolling that takes you further from who you're meant to be. Everyone around you is busy being busy. Everyone's distracted, sleepwalking through their lives. But not you, not anymore. You're here because you know this. You're ready for more. So let's get something straight right now. This audiobook isn't here to tell you what you want to hear. This isn't some feel-good fluff about manifesting your dream life or attracting positive vibes. This is a wake-up call. You are not going to be pampered through this process. I'm not here to give you any comforting excuses or half-hearted promises. This is about raw, unfiltered transformation. And it starts with your mind. What is this book about? Let's talk about the truth you've been avoiding. You control your destiny, but only if you control your mind. Every choice you make, every action you take, starts in your head. But here's the problem. Most people don't control their minds. Their minds control them. They let fear dictate their decisions. They let excuses hold them back. They let distractions steal their focus. And that's exactly why they stay stuck. But here's the difference. You are going to break free from that. This audiobook is designed to give you the tools to master your mindset, build unshakable discipline, and forge a life driven by purpose, not reaction. You might be thinking, okay, sounds great, but how does that actually work? What do I need to do to shift my mindset? Well, buckle up. Over the course of this audiobook, we are going to dive deep into practical steps, intense challenges, and no-nonsense strategies to make this transformation a reality. This book is about action. It's about making you stop waiting, stop wishing, and finally start doing. It's about developing the mindset of someone who doesn't just dream, they do. Someone who doesn't sit on the sidelines watching life pass them by. Someone who takes control, who shows up every day with discipline and purpose, and who consistently rises above their doubts and fears. You'll learn to confront your weaknesses, challenge your excuses, and push past your fears. You'll learn to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start taking massive action right now. You'll learn to embrace discomfort, because that's where growth happens. That's where success is forged. Why you need to stay until the end. Here's the deal. You won't get what you need if you quit halfway through. That's the reality. If you want a life of mastery, a life of success, of true mental dominance, then you must commit to this journey, start to finish. Every single chapter is designed to build on the last. If you jump out too early, you'll miss key concepts that unlock the real power behind this transformation. This book is not about motivation. Motivation is temporary. It's a spark that fades as quickly as it ignites. What you're going to build is something far stronger than motivation: discipline, drive, and unbreakable mindset. You will learn how to stop depending on feeling motivated and start taking action because it's who you are. So here's my challenge to you. Don't you dare quit. Stay engaged. Commit to finishing this book, because if you do, you will have everything you need to change the course of your life. We'll confront your weaknesses, destroy your excuses, and build a mindset that never quits, no matter what life throws at you. Every chapter in this book is like a hammer to the foundation of who you are right now. We're going to tear down the old weak structures in your mind and rebuild something stronger, more capable, and more driven than ever before. And here's what's waiting for you at the end of this journey: mental dominance. A mindset so sharp and focused that no obstacle can break you. Unstoppable discipline. The ability to push through laziness, procrastination, and self-doubt every single day. Purpose-driven action. A crystal clear understanding of who you are, where you're going, and how you'll get there. No more guesswork. Self-mastery. The power to take control of your life, your habits, and your future with no excuses left. But none of this will be handed to you on a silver platter. It will be earned, and it will take work. It will take commitment, it will take grit, and it will take the kind of determination that doesn't look for shortcuts. But if you stay until the end, if you engage with every chapter and implement every single strategy, you will transform. The truth you've been avoiding. I'm not here to sell you a quick fix or a temporary solution. I'm here to tell you the truth. You are capable of far more than you're giving yourself credit for. You can have the success you dream of, but it requires one thing from you: relentless commitment to your own growth. So let's get started. The time for transformation is now. It's time to leave behind the excuses and distractions. It's time to stop letting your fears control you. It's time to own your mind, own your habits, and own your future. This is your wake-up call. Let's do this. Chapter 1. Own your mind or be owned by it. Your mind is your most powerful asset. It's your most valuable weapon. And right now, it's either fighting for you or against you. The choice is yours, but don't kid yourself. If you're not in full control, it's working against you. That's the reality. You see, your mind is a battlefield. Every single thought you have, every belief you hold, every decision you make is a small skirmish in the war for your life. And if you're not actively in charge of that war, it's chaos. You're letting your thoughts dictate your actions, letting your insecurities and doubts decide what's possible. This stops now. Today, you're going to reclaim control. Today, you will take ownership of your mind, or it will continue to own you. The battlefield within. You're fighting a war inside your own head every day. Let's be real. Most people aren't aware of it. They're being dragged around by their emotions, doubts, and fleeting distractions. They wake up, react, and then let the day dictate their thoughts and actions. But this is where you make the decision to stop that pattern. You take control, or you let your mind control you. Simple as that. When you let your mind roam freely, you open yourself up to failure. Every second you spend avoiding discomfort, every time you let fear and procrastination dictate your behavior, you lose ground. Imagine your mind as a battlefield where every small weakness is a breach in your defenses. If you allow those weak thoughts, those limiting beliefs to come in, your foundation crumbles. This isn't about passive thinking or wishful hoping. This is mental warfare. Your thoughts are either allies or enemies. You have to choose. Your mind is a fortress. Defend it. Imagine your mind as a massive fortress. It has the potential to be impenetrable, strong, and unyielding. But right now, the gates are wide open and the enemy is pouring in. It's chaos. Your thoughts, fears, distractions, insecurities, they're flooding in, wreaking havoc. Shut those gates. Reinforce the walls. Start by becoming hyper-aware of what you're letting in. Every thought you entertain is a soldier in your army. Some thoughts empower you. They drive you, build your discipline, and fuel your ambition. Others, they're traitors. They're like enemies breaking into your stronghold, and you let them in far too easily. Every moment of self-doubt, every hesitation, every "I can't do this" is a crack in your fortress. That's the enemy getting through. Now picture this: your mind fully fortified, your thoughts sharp, disciplined, and focused. No distractions, no negative self-talk, no self-imposed limitations. Every thought you entertain serves your vision, your goals, and your success. It's a non-negotiable standard. You don't let anything in that doesn't support that vision. How do you build this fortress? You start by controlling your thoughts. Every time a negative thought enters your mind, you confront it immediately. You question it, you replace it. When that voice says, "I'm not good enough," you shut it down with, "I'm getting better every single day." When it says it's too hard, you counter with, "I thrive in challenges." When it whispers, "You're too old, young, fat, weak," you shout back, "I am capable of more than I know, and I'm willing to fight for it." This isn't about merely thinking positively. It's about strategically fortifying your mind. The enemy within, fear and doubt. Let's get something straight. Fear and doubt are the two biggest enemies in the war for your mind. They'll lie to you. They'll tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not capable, that you can't handle the challenges ahead. But the truth? They are liars. Fear is like a soldier in your army who defects, telling you to stay comfortable, to avoid risk, to shrink back. It promises safety, but it's a false promise. You stay in your comfort zone, and you die slowly. You stagnate. Doubt is the second enemy. It whispers that you'll fail, that the journey is too long or too hard, that you're not worthy of success. And if you listen to it, it paralyzes you. You hesitate. You hold back. You second-guess every decision. You don't take action. Here's the key to winning this battle. Action. Fear and doubt only have power if you let them. They thrive on your inaction. But every time you take a step forward, no matter how small, you weaken their hold. Every decision you make in defiance of fear and doubt diminishes their power. You want to stop fear and doubt? You face them. You challenge them. You prove them wrong by taking massive action. Rewiring your mind, building mental strength. Your mind is wired for comfort. It's wired to protect you, to keep you in the same familiar patterns. But here's the thing. Growth happens outside of comfort. Greatness is born when you step into discomfort and push through it. If you want to own your mind, you have to rewire it. You've been living with the same old mental habits, the same limiting beliefs for too long. But now, you have to consciously reprogram your thoughts to build discipline, focus, and strength. The process isn't easy, but it's simple. Start with your habits. Your habits dictate your mental state. If your daily habits are centered around procrastination, negativity, or avoiding discomfort, then your mind will follow suit. But if you start building habits that demand focus, discipline, and resilience, you'll be rewiring your brain for success. Daily mental training. 1. Morning focus ritual. The moment you wake up, declare your mission. What is the one thing you will do today that will move you closer to your goals? Write it down and commit to it. Treat it like your mission, because it is. 2. Midday check-in. At midday, take a moment to pause and assess your progress. Are you on track? Are distractions creeping in? Adjust your approach if needed, but don't make excuses. Refocus. Recommit. 3. Evening reflection. Before bed, reflect on your day. Did you accomplish the mission you set out for yourself? If not, be honest. Why? What needs to change? What are you doing that isn't serving your vision? The key here is consistency. You won't win this battle with one victory. You win with daily, relentless action. You win by being consistent with your discipline, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. Visualization, the power of mental rehearsal. Visualization is a game changer. It's how elite athletes, top performers, and successful people in every field prepare for victory. Every time you visualize your success, you're mentally rehearsing your victory. You're embedding the belief in your mind that success is not just possible, it's inevitable. Picture yourself as the person you want to become. See yourself achieving your goals. Feel the pride, the satisfaction, the confidence of knowing you've conquered your mind and mastered your journey. Now here's the most critical part. Act like that person. Every thought, every action, every decision you make should align with the person you're becoming. Your future self doesn't hesitate. Your future self doesn't second guess. Your future self takes action. Action step, the daily mission. Every morning, ask yourself this simple, non-negotiable question. What is the one thing I can do today that will move me closer to my goals? Write it down. This is your mission. Not 20 tasks, not a to-do list that overwhelms you. Just one thing, one mission that matters. And then commit to it like your life depends on it, because it does. This isn't about doing more. It's about doing what truly matters. And it starts with absolute, unwavering focus. The cost of ignoring this lesson. If you refuse to own your mind, someone else will. Your distractions, your fears, your insecurities, they'll take charge. And if you don't get a handle on it, you'll live a life dictated by everything but your own will. The cost? Mediocrity. A life of regrets. A life of wondering what could have been. You're better than that. You know you are. So here's the choice. Are you going to take control of your mind, or are you going to keep letting it control you? You can't afford to ignore this lesson. Own your mind, or it will own you. The choice is yours. End of Chapter 1. Chapter 2. The Power of Silence. Weaponize your focus. In a world that thrives on noise, distractions, and constant stimulation, silence is a rare commodity. It's a weapon, a tool of immense power that few are willing to wield. But you're about to weaponize it. You're about to make silence your greatest ally in the fight for focus, clarity, and control over your life. The world is screaming for your attention. Your phone buzzes with notifications. Your inbox is flooded. Social media is an endless feed of someone else's life, someone else's demands. It's chaos, it's noise, it's draining, and you're letting it drain you. But here's the truth. Every time you give in to the noise, you give away your power. When you let yourself get sucked into that vortex of distractions, you're surrendering control. You're giving someone else, something else, the power to dictate your life. You're giving away your focus, your energy, your time. Every time you scroll aimlessly or engage in pointless chatter, you lose. You lose ground and you lose purpose. This stops now. Silence isn't weakness, it's strength. It's the space where you recalibrate. It's where you find clarity. It's where you reconnect with your true purpose and develop the precision needed to attack your goals. Without it, you're stumbling through life, reacting, drifting. But with it, you are unstoppable. Silence is power, not weakness. You've been taught that silence is a void, an empty space to be feared. Society has made you think that noise is the signal of productivity, that constant stimulation means you're living fully. But I'm here to tell you, silence is the space where mastery is born. It's the quiet moments where you can hear your true thoughts, untainted by the noise of the world. It's where the clutter fades and the sharpness of your mind begins to emerge. Silence is the place where you confront your fears, your doubts, your deepest desires. It's where your true purpose becomes crystal clear. Most people fear silence because they don't want to confront their inner truth. In the silence, they're forced to face what they've been avoiding, the uncomfortable truths about their weaknesses, their fears, their self-imposed limitations. But this is where growth happens. You can't grow without confronting discomfort. Silence isn't about avoidance. It's about stepping into the void so you can rebuild yourself, so you can recalibrate and focus on what truly matters. It's where you eliminate the noise that's distracting you from your mission, from your true purpose. The power of focus, like a laser. Visualize this. Your focus is a laser. Every time you eliminate a distraction, your focus becomes sharper. Every moment you spend in silence refines that focus. It's no longer scattered, weak, or diluted by irrelevant thoughts or distractions. It's targeted, precise, and destructive to anything that stands in your way. You've been letting distractions dilute your power. Social media, the news, pointless conversations, they fragment your attention and scatter your energy. But now it's time to harness your focus. It's time to cut through the noise like a hot knife through butter. The more you practice silence, the sharper your mind becomes. Your clarity strengthens. You no longer waste time on things that don't matter. Your attention is laser-focused on the tasks that will take you closer to your goals. Your energy is undiluted, unstoppable, and the best part, as your focus sharpens, you become more resilient. Distractions won't stand a chance. You won't be lured into time-wasting activities because your purpose will burn brighter than anything trying to pull you off course. Your focus will become so intense that the noise will seem irrelevant. The art of distraction detox. Here's the hard truth. Distractions are your enemy. Every time you give in to the endless scrolling on your phone, every time you engage in a conversation that doesn't move you forward, you weaken your resolve. You dilute your focus, you leak your energy, and the worst part, you don't even realize it. We live in a world that thrives on keeping you distracted. The next notification, the next alert, the next distraction, it's all designed to pull you away from your focus, to keep you from achieving your true potential. But now you're going to fight back. You're going to take control of your focus. You're going to reclaim your power by eliminating the distractions that keep you weak. It's time for a distraction detox. Your goal isn't just to cut down on distractions, it's to eliminate them entirely. You need to draw a hard line between what serves you and what doesn't. Every time you pick up your phone and scroll aimlessly, every time you check your email without purpose, you're allowing a distraction to steal your focus. Here's the brutal truth. If it doesn't move you closer to your goals, it's a distraction. So get rid of it. You have to be ruthless. Clean up your digital environment. Unsubscribe from irrelevant emails. Mute those notifications. Get rid of any app that is sapping your time and energy. But that's not all. You also need to detox your mind. Stop engaging in mindless chatter. Stop talking for the sake of talking. Every conversation needs to have a purpose. Every action should be intentional. The more you purge the distractions from your environment and your mind, the sharper your focus becomes, the clearer your goals get. Challenge. The silence test. I'm going to give you a challenge that will change everything. For the next week, every day, you're going to spend 30 minutes in absolute silence. No phone, no music, no background noise. Just you and your thoughts. This isn't just about being quiet. It's about confronting your mind. It's about creating space for your thoughts to settle, to gain clarity. It's about looking yourself in the mirror and asking the tough questions. What am I avoiding? What am I not facing? What am I afraid of? In those 30 minutes of silence, you will begin to confront your deepest fears, your hidden goals, your weaknesses. You will come face to face with your truths, the ones you've been running from, and in that silence, you will find the answers. You will find the path forward. You will find your power. Here's how to do it. 1. Set the timer for 30 minutes. 2. Sit in a quiet place with no distractions. This is your space. Protect it. 3. Focus on your breath. If your mind starts to wander, don't fight it. Just gently bring your attention back to your breath. 4th, ask yourself hard questions. What are the things you've been avoiding? What's holding you back from taking that next step? What's the real reason you're stuck? And when the answers come, write them down. No sugarcoating, be brutal. Confronting the noise in your mind. The hardest part of this challenge? The noise in your mind. It's one thing to silence the world around you, but what about the noise inside your head? The constant chatter, the self-doubt, the endless stream of thoughts that keep you from being present. This is the noise you have to conquer. But here's the thing. You can control it. The more you practice silence, the more you'll learn to quiet the chaos in your mind. The more you eliminate external distractions, the more you'll be able to focus on what matters. This is where the real power lies. In your ability to control your own thoughts. In your ability to focus on what matters. To cut through the noise and to act with precision. As you spend more time in silence, you'll notice that you're able to control the flow of your thoughts. Instead of being dragged in different directions, your thoughts will begin to align with your goals. You will become more intentional in what you think about, and you'll stop wasting time on things that don't serve you. The goal isn't to eliminate all thoughts, it's to gain control over them, to focus only on what matters, and to silence anything that's irrelevant. This takes practice, but the more you do it, the more powerful you become. The sharper you become. When you embrace silence, you sharpen your focus. When you practice it daily, you begin to cut through the fog of distractions. Your mind becomes like a blade. It's focused, it's clear, it's unstoppable. The more you silence the chaos, the more you'll realize how much noise you've been tolerating for far too long. You'll start to see that everything you need to achieve your goals is within you. If you just silence the distractions long enough to hear it, the sharper your focus, the more you'll see opportunities instead of obstacles. The more you'll act with purpose and precision. Distractions will no longer have the power to derail you. They will become background noise to your focused pursuit of success. Final thoughts. Silence is your superpower. This is your moment to take control. Silence is no longer an optional practice. It's your weapon, your strategy for success. Every day you spend in silence, you sharpen your mind. You refocus your attention. You reclaim your power. So let's do this. Let's make silence your superpower. Your focus is laser sharp. Your goals are clear. Your mind is disciplined. Now go out there and crush it. End of Chapter 2. Chapter 3. Discipline is your freedom. Enough of the excuses, enough of the whining. Let's get one thing straight. Discipline is not optional. If you want to talk about success, you need to talk about discipline. It's not a nice to have, it's a must-have. Without it, you're a slave to your impulses, your distractions, your laziness. And don't even think about blaming your circumstances. Your reality right now is the direct result of your choices, or more precisely, your lack of discipline in making those choices. You want success? You want freedom? Then you'd better be ready to earn it. And here's the deal. The price of success isn't just hard work. It's relentless, unshakable discipline. Let's make this clear. Discipline is the foundation of freedom. No discipline, no freedom. Simple as that. Discipline is your anchor, your strength. You've heard it all before. Success requires hard work. Nothing worth having comes easy. But let's break this down. Discipline is what gets you from desire to achievement. Without it, you're just a dreamer, a spectator in your own life. You're trapped in a cycle of intention without execution. You want to change your life? You want to step into the life you deserve? Then you must commit to discipline. Discipline is your anchor. It's the thing that keeps you grounded, focused, and moving forward when the world is trying to pull you in 1,000 different directions. When everything else is chaotic, discipline is your calm, your steady hand on the wheel. It is the thing that will push you forward even when you feel like stopping. When you embrace discipline, you begin to realize that every moment of discomfort is a chance to build character. Every moment you choose not to give in, when you choose to stay focused, you're proving to yourself that you are stronger than your impulses. You've spent too long letting your impulses run wild. Every time you choose not to act on your goals, you're giving up your power. Discipline is the tool that takes it back. You think this is easy? You think success is supposed to be handed to you? It's not. Discipline doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care if you're tired, stressed, or overwhelmed. It demands that you show up. And when you do, it will reward you with the ability to create your own reality, to rise above any obstacle, and to take full control of your destiny. Discipline is a muscle. Build it every day. Discipline is a muscle, and like any muscle, it gets stronger the more you use it. This is a crucial point. Discipline doesn't come naturally. It's not a magical trait some people are born with. It's developed over time, built through repetition, just like lifting weights. Think about it. When you start lifting weights, your muscles aren't strong. They're weak, stiff, and sore. But the more you lift, the stronger they get. Discipline is no different. Your first attempts at self-discipline will feel uncomfortable. You won't want to wake up early. You'll feel the pull of procrastination. You'll fight the urge to go back to sleep or scroll through social media instead of working on your goals. But here's the truth. You will fail. You will stumble. And that's okay. That's part of the process. Every failure is a rep of weakness. And just like lifting weights, the more reps you do, the stronger you get. You want to get stronger? Then keep pushing. Every time you say no to comfort and yes to discipline, you're making progress. Every time you do the hard thing, You're building a mental fortress that can withstand any challenge life throws your way. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is consistency. The cost of success, relentless discipline. Don't confuse discipline with suffering. Discipline isn't about punishing yourself. It's about choosing the long-term gains over the temporary comforts. It's about having the strength to delay gratification, to push through discomfort, to not settle for what's easy in the moment, but to build the future you want. I know it's hard, it's uncomfortable, but here's the cold, hard truth. Success is not free, it's earned. And the price of that success is relentless, unshakable discipline. If you want to change your life, you want to change your body, your finances, your relationships, your career, you will have to put in the work every single day. And that's non-negotiable. When you commit to discipline, it's like signing a contract with yourself. A contract that says, no matter how hard it gets, no matter what comes my way, I will show up. I will do the work. I will never quit. That's the mindset that separates the winners from the losers. The people who succeed, the people who rise to the top, are the ones who refuse to give up. They are relentless. Discipline is the gateway to freedom. Here's the thing about discipline. It once doesn't limit you. People often think that discipline is restrictive. They think it's about denying themselves all the fun things in life. But that's a lie. Discipline is what gives you the freedom to create the life you want. Without discipline, you're stuck. You're trapped in a cycle of temporary satisfaction, impulses, distractions, and quick fixes. But the moment you step into discipline, you step into freedom. Freedom to live life on your terms. Freedom to create something that lasts. When you are disciplined, you don't just react to life, you control it. You dictate your day. You dictate your success. You create opportunities where there were none. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and start being the architect of your future. This is the power of discipline. It unlocks the life you were always meant to live. Success doesn't happen by chance. It happens because you show up every single day with purpose and discipline. The myth of motivation, discipline over willpower. Stop relying on motivation. Motivation is fleeting, unreliable. Some days you're motivated, other days you're not. If you base your success on motivation, you're setting yourself up for failure. Motivation will come and go. But discipline is unwavering. Discipline is what will keep you going when motivation abandons you. When you're tired, when the challenges seem insurmountable, when you're tempted to quit, discipline is what will carry you across the finish line. Stop waiting for motivation to strike. Start relying on discipline, because when you are disciplined, you won't need to wait for a boost of energy or inspiration. You will act because you've made the decision that success is non-negotiable. The habit that will change everything. Let's break this down into something actionable. You're not going to make these huge changes all at once. Discipline doesn't happen overnight, but you can start today, right now. Identify one habit that's holding you back. It could be anything. Waking up late, procrastinating, avoiding uncomfortable tasks, binge-watching TV, or wasting time on social media. This habit, whatever it is the anchor that's holding you in place. It's the reason you're not where you want to be. And today, you're going to replace it. Here's how. 1. Identify your habit. What's the one habit that's making your life harder? Name it. Be specific. Don't say, I procrastinate. Say, I spend an hour every morning on social media instead of working. That's the habit. That's the one you're going to destroy. 2. Decide to kill it. Make the commitment now. No more excuses. From this moment forward, this habit is no longer a part of your life. 3. Replace it with a better habit. Find a positive habit to replace it with. For example, instead of checking your phone when you wake up, commit to reading or writing down your goals for the day. Replace the bad with the good. 4. Take consistent action. This isn't a one-day challenge. You must keep showing up. even when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired, even when you'd rather quit. Discipline doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about results. And if you're going to build discipline, you've got to be relentless. Discipline, the foundation of success. Your success will come down to one thing: your ability to show up every single day and do the work. When you build a habit of discipline, you're building the foundation of your future success. You're no longer playing small. You're no longer settling for mediocrity. You are choosing to go after the life you want with everything you've got. So what are you going to do? Are you going to continue to make excuses? Or are you going to step into discipline and own your life? Because when you master discipline, you will master your life. And that's the only path to freedom. End of chapter 3. Chapter 4. Face the mirror. The brutal truth about you. You want to change, don't you? You say you want to live a better life, to be a better version of yourself. But here's the cold, hard truth. You cannot grow if you're lying to yourself. Not a single ounce of progress will be made if you refuse to face the brutal truth about who you are right now. Let's stop pretending and face reality head-on. You cannot outrun your flaws, your weaknesses, or your fears. They're not going away on their own. You have two choices: face them or continue to live in denial, stuck in a life of mediocrity. The uncomfortable truth. Let's not sugarcoat this. The truth is uncomfortable. It's not easy to look at yourself and acknowledge the things you've been avoiding. It's hard to face the painful reality of who you are right now, especially when you know that person isn't living up to their full potential. But here's the thing. If you keep running from the truth, you will never change. That's the sad reality. You'll keep repeating the same cycles, stuck in the same old habits, never moving forward. The longer you put off facing your flaws, the longer you delay your own growth. Look at yourself in that mirror. Don't avoid it. Don't look away. What do you see? Do you see the person who says they want success but can't stop procrastinating? Do you see someone who's been making excuses and blaming external circumstances for their failures? Because that's who you are right now. You are not who you pretend to be. You are who you show up as every single day. And right now, if you're being real with yourself, you are not showing up as the person who is going to reach their full potential. That's the truth. What are you avoiding? Let's break this down. What are you running from? It's not a vague question, it's a demand for clarity. What are the things in your life you've been too afraid to confront? What truths are you hiding from? Maybe it's your fear of failure, that voice in the back of your head telling you that you're not good enough. Maybe it's your constant procrastination. You say you're going to do it tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. Or maybe it's the excuses you've been feeding yourself. I don't have the time, I'm too busy, or I'm not ready yet. What are you avoiding? Is it your own potential? Is it the realization that you've been playing small for far too long? The truth is, whatever you avoid controls you. Whatever you refuse to confront will keep you stuck. You can keep running from it, but it's never going to stop chasing you. So here's what I'm asking you. What are you scared of? And it's not just about acknowledging these fears. It's about facing them head on. Every time you avoid them, you are making yourself weaker, more afraid. You have to confront them with courage. The power of self-honesty. Self-honesty is the starting point. Without it, you can't make any real progress. You'll keep wandering in circles, fooling yourself with empty promises, pretending that everything will magically fall into place. It won't. The real breakthrough happens when you are ruthless with yourself. When you look in that mirror and acknowledge the uncomfortable truths, the truth about your habits, the truth about the excuses you make, the truth about the ways you've been sabotaging your own success. I don't care how painful it is. You need to be brutally honest with yourself. No more lies, no more excuses, no more pretending. The only way to improve is to first recognize where you are now, without any sugarcoating. Here's a question for you. What is the biggest lie you've been telling yourself? Is it that you're too busy to work on your dreams? Is it that you don't have the resources to succeed? Whatever it is, face it now. Own it. Confront your weaknesses. It's time to face your weaknesses. No more hiding, no more making excuses. Weaknesses do not disappear. They don't magically fix themselves with time. The longer you avoid them, the stronger they become. They will eat away at you, slowly eroding your potential, holding you back from becoming the person you were meant to be. Take a good, hard look at your weaknesses and commit to doing something about them. Ask yourself, where am I weak? What areas in my life are underperforming? Where am I failing to show up with the level of discipline, determination, and drive that I know I'm capable of? It's time to name them. Write them down. Be specific. Is it your inability to stick to a plan? Is it your chronic procrastination? Is it your lack of self-control when it comes to bad habits? Write them down and own them. Once you acknowledge them, you have the power to change them. But only if you are willing to put in the work. Every time you face a weakness, you win. Every time you confront an obstacle instead of avoiding it, you grow. You want to rush. Commit to the fight. Now that you've confronted your weaknesses, it's time to do something about them. This is not a one-and-done exercise. This is a commitment to battle your flaws every single day. You don't just stop at recognizing your weaknesses. You must attack them. No one else is going to do this for you. No one else is responsible for your growth but you. You must make a vow to yourself. I will no longer tolerate excuses. I will no longer allow these weaknesses to control me. I will commit to improving every day, no matter how uncomfortable it is. This is where the real work begins. This is where you stop being passive in your own life and start being active. This is where you stop being a victim of your circumstances and start being the person who shapes their own reality. Ask yourself the tough questions. It's time to ask yourself the hard questions. Get down to the root of what's holding you back. Here's what I want you to ask yourself right now. What am I avoiding? What truth have I been ignoring in my life? What am I afraid to confront? Is it my own potential, my fears, my lack of discipline? Where am I not showing up for myself? What excuses am I making that are keeping me stuck? Don't skim over these questions. Sit with them. Reflect. Be completely honest with yourself. Once you've got your answers, don't just write them down and forget about them. Commit to doing something about them. This is your responsibility. Own it. No more excuses, no more running. The road to growth. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It happens when you get uncomfortable. When you force yourself to confront the things you'd rather ignore. When you stop running from your flaws and face them head on. And here's the thing. You will never reach your full potential unless you are willing to face the truth about yourself and take action to change. The road to growth is hard. It's painful. It's uncomfortable. But it's the only road that leads to success. Are you ready for that kind of commitment? Are you ready to face your weaknesses and crush them? The mirror never lies. The mirror doesn't lie. It shows you the truth, who you are right now. But the mirror can change. If you are willing to do the work, to face your flaws, to confront your fears, you can look in that mirror and see the person you were always meant to be. Strong, focused, unstoppable. But you can't hide from yourself any longer. The mirror will show you exactly who you are. Will you face it? Will you embrace the truth? Or will you continue to avoid it, running from your potential and staying stuck in a life of mediocrity? The choice is yours. Face the mirror, own the truth, and change your life. End of Chapter 4. Chapter 5. The war for your future starts now. Listen up. This isn't a drill. This isn't a motivational speech that's going to feel good in the moment and fade away. This is your reality check. The future you've been dreaming about, the success, the freedom, the fulfillment, it isn't just going to show up one day. You have to earn it. You have to fight for it. And the war starts now. Every decision counts. Today defines tomorrow. You've heard it before, but let it sink in for a second. Every decision you make today shapes the person you will become tomorrow. Every choice, no matter how small it seems, has a ripple effect. Skip the gym today? That's one step further from your goal. Choose to procrastinate instead of working on your passion project? That's one more excuse holding you back. The truth is, you're building your future in real time. Every action you take, every word you speak, every thought you entertain is contributing to the person you'll become. And it's happening right now. Every minute you waste is a minute you'll never get back. Every distraction you give into is a minute that steals your potential. So, where are you investing your time? Are you creating the future you want, or are you letting it slip away, one moment at a time? If you continue to live like this, you'll be a stranger to your own success, watching others pass you by while you stay stuck in the same place. You versus you, the hardest battle you'll ever fight. This isn't a competition against your peers. This is about one thing: you versus you. You're the only one standing between where you are now and where you want to be. It's not about beating other people. It's about overcoming your own laziness, your own fear, your own hesitation. This fight is relentless, and the enemy is not some external force. It's you. It's that voice in your head that tells you to quit, to take the easy route, to play small. You are fighting against your own limitations. You are fighting against your tendency to stay comfortable, to avoid discomfort, to run from failure. The hardest part of this journey is the mental battle you'll face every day. Your mind will fight you every step of the way. It will try to convince you to rest just a little longer. It will tell you to give up because the journey's too hard. And if you let it, you will lose. But here's the thing: you have the power to win this battle. You are stronger than your excuses, stronger than your doubts, stronger than the part of you that wants to settle for less. But you have to confront it head on. You have to take control of your mind, or it will control you. Motivation is a liar. Purpose is your true fuel. Let's get one thing straight. Motivation is a lie. It's fleeting. It's a burst of energy that lasts for a few hours, maybe a day, before it disappears. If you're waiting for motivation to push you forward, you're setting yourself up for failure. Motivation is like a firework. It's bright, it's exciting, and it's gone in a flash. What you need isn't motivation. What you need is undrive. Purpose, a reason so strong, so clear, that it will push you through the toughest days. Drive is what gets you out of bed when you'd rather sleep. It's what forces you to keep going when failure looms and doubt creeps in. Drive is the fuel that keeps you moving forward long after motivation has disappeared. Purpose is what makes the pain worth it. Purpose is what turns every setback into a lesson, every failure into a stepping stone. When you know why you're working so hard, when you can clearly see your vision for the future, you'll push through anything. The power of purpose, why you need it to win. Purpose is the one thing that will carry you through the inevitable struggles. It will keep you grounded when everything else feels uncertain. Purpose is what makes all the hard work, the long nights, and the sacrifices meaningful. But here's the key: purpose must come from within. It's not about trying to live up to someone else's expectations or chasing someone else's version of success. Purpose is about knowing who you want to become and why it matters. It's about finding that burning desire deep inside you, the reason why you must succeed no matter what. You need to ask yourself, what is my purpose? Why am I doing this? What's at stake if I don't go all in? When you answer these questions, when you dig deep enough to discover your true purpose, you will find the strength to keep going even when everything else falls apart. Purpose is your unshakable foundation. Final challenge: decide who you want to become. This is where it gets real. The battle for your future starts with a simple but profound decision. Who do you want to become? Don't just think about it. Write it down. Get a pen, open a notebook, and start creating a vision of who you will be. The person who wakes up early to crush their goals. The person who shows up consistently, no matter how they feel. The person who refuses to let failure stop them, who gets back up every time they fall. Be specific. What does this person look like? What habits do they have? What do they do every day that gets them closer to their goals? The more detailed you are, the more powerful this vision will become. Now here's the next step. Every single day, act like that person. Don't wait for a miracle. Don't wait for motivation. Start acting as though you are already the person you want to become. It's not enough to wish for it. It's not enough to dream about it. You have to start living it right now. Take the actions that the person you want to be would take. The harder you work, the more you'll become that person, and eventually you'll realize that you've built the life you once dreamed of. The war never ends, and that's the point. Listen to me. The war for your future doesn't have an end date. It's not over until you say it's over. The journey will be long. The obstacles will be numerous. The road will be tough. But here's the truth. This is the price of success. Most people quit when it gets hard. They stop when things don't go according to plan. But you are not most people. You are relentless. You are disciplined. You are willing to fight every day for the future you want to create. This isn't just about success in the typical sense. This is about mastering your life. Becoming the person who conquers every obstacle, who doesn't back down in the face of adversity. This is about becoming unbreakable. And it starts right now. So, are you in or are you out? End of chapter 5. Conclusion. Discipline, purpose, mastery. This journey you've embarked on, it isn't meant to be easy. It's not supposed to be a smooth, comfortable path that you can coast down. Growth hurts. Real growth doesn't happen in the safety of your comfort zone. It happens when you push yourself beyond what you thought you were capable of, when you face your fears, your doubts, and your weaknesses, and choose to overcome them. Change isn't something that just happens. It's uncomfortable. It's an upheaval of the person you were, making room for the person you are becoming. And that discomfort, that's the fire that forges you. Without it, you can't truly become the person who can withstand the weight of success, the challenges, the grind. If you want to level up, you must embrace the pain of transformation. But here's what separates those who succeed from those who don't. You're here to become something greater. You're here to become someone who doesn't just talk about goals, but someone who crushes them. Someone who doesn't shrink from challenges, but welcomes them as opportunities to prove their strength. Someone who doesn't let fear dictate their actions, but instead uses that fear as fuel to move faster, harder, and with more intensity than ever before. Your mindset is your foundation. Build it unbreakable. Understand this. Your mindset is everything. It's the foundation upon which everything else is built. If your mind isn't strong, nothing else will be either. Your physical body can push through the pain. Your actions can move toward your goals. But if your mindset is weak, if you're easily swayed by fear, distractions, or doubt, nothing will hold. You need to build your mind like a fortress, unyielding, unshakable, ready to face whatever life throws at it. Strengthen it daily, sharpen it with discipline, harden it with purpose. The life you want is waiting for you. But make no mistake, it won't come easy. It's there for the taking, but only if you're willing to do whatever it takes to get it. Only if you're willing to face the tough battles, push through the pain, and never, ever give up. Now go transform your mind, transform your life. You've had the wake-up call. You've faced the hard truths. Now there's only one thing left to do. Take action. Go. Go and fight for your future. Go and prove to the world, and most importantly to yourself, that you're not just capable, but unstoppable. It's not enough to listen to these words to let them resonate for a moment. You must live them. Transform your mind. Transform your habits. Transform your life forever. Because if you do, there will be no limits to what you can achieve. No heights you can't reach. No obstacles you can't overcome. This is your time. The battle is yours to win. Now go out and claim what's yours.